Hi. Hi. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing spectacular, if I might be so bold as to say. Can everybody hear me okay? Is the music okay? The stream is starting now, and this stream is starting now at this very second. Yeah, how's everybody doing today? I'm excited. I'm very excited. We're doing a Femboy closed tier list today. Should be pretty exciting. Purely for no other reason other than for science and research. How's everybody doing? As stated, how's everybody doing? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Because I hope everybody can, because I'm not going to lie. I kind of watched the last stream, and the last stream was not particularly great. There's a lot of things wrong with it. There's a lot of things that looking in hindsight, in retrospect, as they say, I kind of wish I would have done differently. There's one of the main things is that I was insanely scatterbrained last time. I think it's because if I had to say, I was trying to what is it? I was trying to what do you call it? I was trying to be somewhat in the way that I am in my videos and that. And the problem with that is, right, there's a reason why there's a reason why there's a reason why in my videos I sound so concise and articulate, and it's because I actually have time to think. I actually have time to edit out the things where I'm just speaking nonsense. So instead, instead of doing something so intensive like last time, I think today we are just going to do something rather, for all things considered, chill. As you can see, hopefully, as you can see, you guys are actually on screen now. Look at that. It took me way too long. It took me way too long to actually figure out how to do that. Now I can actually look at you guys up there. I hear you great. If there's BGM cut off, really? Might be too low, then. Yeah, but it took me way too long to figure out how to get you guys up there on the screen. Sometimes for certain things it takes me way too long to figure out certain things, and some things for no reason, and some things just take me a while, like the last video, the one that I uploaded literally yesterday. That took way longer than it should have. It should not have taken as long as it did. When we are now, I'm self-conscious. Oh, no. There's no reason to be self-conscious. The only person who's going to be self-conscious here is me. Because I am actually tasked. I'm actually tasked with the entertaining. I finally got to make it to another stream. Oh, hi, Pink. And I have seen your name various times, but in my head I've always said your name Panky. I'm not sure if that's actually how you say it. I'm not sure if that's actually the way that it's pronounced. But welcome. Welcome one, welcome all. We're just getting started. We haven't even seen the articles of clothing yet. I'm very excited for that, but we're just kind of talking and chilling, as they say, right now. What is it? Because I do like talking with all of you. I do like that aspect of streaming. I do like being here with all of you. I like that aspect of streaming. That's kind of why I want to try and get better at streaming, but it's a slow process. I mean, it took me, what is it? It took me, what do you call it? It took me so long to, for example, it took me so long to make my videos the way they are now. If you've seen the first video I've ever made on this channel, it's quite a doozy. It's quite a doozy, if I might be so bold as to say. It's quite a doozy. But that's part of the learning process, isn't it? Yeah. So, how are all of you doing? I don't think anybody has said. No. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? How are my dearest degenerates doing? Honestly, what is it? I don't know how all of you feel about being called dearest degenerates. I've actually never asked, and I feel I should have asked at some point. I just kind of started calling you all my dearest degenerates, just because just because I kind of thought one day I remember how it came to be. I remember how it came to be. I was making a community post, and and for what I wanted to kind of call you guys something that was endearing, something that was kind of something that was more personal than, say, like, I don't know, chat or something. But and so I came up with, Dearest Degenerates. That has a good ring to it. And I just rolled with it. I had a bloody nose and sneezed. Oh, I hate when that happens. I haven't had that happen in a very long time, but I haven't had that happen in a very long time, but in the times that it has happened, it's never a pleasant experience. Mainly because it's very messy. It's very messy. It's an unexpected mess waiting to happen. You can call us your little husbandos. Oh well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That seems rather bold. That seems rather quite bold. Did the yeah. I'm trying to read you guys, but you guys are kind of somewhat. My glasses are. My glasses for some reason are malfunctioning. No, but oh, look at how flustered you got. No, I'm not flustered. I never get flustered. That is not a thing that I do. Scatterbrain, sure. Maybe even a little bit, even a little bit delulu, for lack of a better word. But I do not get flustered. But yeah, yeah, what is it? Yeah, but what is it? What was I going on about? Oh yeah, did your optical balls are playing up? Just watch the vid before the stream. Yeah, yeah. I kind of had a little bit of a. Have any of you ever had like that thing happen where for some reason your vision just gets blurry for no reason, or it just kind of gets blurry for a couple seconds? That just happened, but it's fine. I'm seeing it perfectly. I'm seeing my eyes are at optimal performance right now. now they are. What am I? All right. So, dearest degenerates, degens. I kind of, since we're on the topic of like what to call you guys, I kind of have been thinking about it, and I was like, what's a very clever, name for my dearest degenerates. But it's kind of rather a little silly. What if I thought, what if they were called like 2Ds, like 2-letter Ds for dearest degenerates, right? But at the same time it works because we study 2D. Yeah, it's a silly idea, but I thought of it. I think I know I never had that happen before. I have glasses, but I don't wear them. You should. You should. I much prefer having what is it? I much prefer having glasses over contacts. I never could handle contacts. The thought of something getting in my eye is just perturbing to me. But yeah. what is it? What is it? I'm glad to hear all of you. I'm glad to hear all of you are doing all right, except for the person that had a nosebleed when they sneezed. Like I said, my condolences. My I'm sorry. But anyway, anyway. Well, all I can think of, well, all I could think about is Double D from Ed, Ed, and Eddie. You know, I could see that. I never really watched that show until a couple of my friends told me to. Until a couple of my comrades, my friends told me to. And they all and what is it? For some reason, they all say that I am. For some reason, they all say that that I act like that specific character that you mentioned. But yeah, paint my oh yeah, but what is it? I'm actually pretty proud of myself. I'm actually not as scatterbrained as today. But I think it's time. I think it's time. We're here, we're now. We're here, we're in the moment, we're in the present, right here, right now. I think it's time that we move on to the tier list. I think, because who knows how long that'll take. Because maybe, unless you guys want to talk a little bit more, unless you guys wish to discuss things a little more. Glasses are so expensive. I stole my old pair from 14 years ago. Yeah, I can understand that sentiment. I can understand that sentiment perfectly. I can understand that sentiment. Wait. I'm fine with you calling us whatever you want, but I have a preference for general neutral terms. Wait, hang on, let me check something. I need to check if the stream is delayed, because that was a bit back. I need to check if the stream is a little delayed. Hang on a second. No, the stream's not delayed. Alright, well, I guess we're fine then. But, Professor, will you wear the outfits that make it to S tier for stream? Well, first off, I am not a professor, I'm a researcher. And secondly, I mean, there's a good chance that I might have a good percentage of the outfits that we're going to look at today. But honestly, if it came down to it, I would be. I'm not opposed to look. I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed. It might just be me. Yeah. Well, yeah. I find that with live streams sometimes, if you sometimes you can rewind back or go back in a stream for some reason, and sometimes the stream for you might be a bit behind. I've had that happen to myself, speaking from personal experience. And how is it? I know it takes a bit before messages appear on the screen to you, but I think that's because I'm on my phone. Oh, okay. I'm still okay. I think I'm starting to understand. Yeah, I think I'm starting to understand what's happening. But yeah, I think we're fine. But as for me wearing outfits that land on S tier, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I wouldn't be opposed to it unless it's something that I very much feel I couldn't pull off. Because there are certain feminine outfits that I can't pull off. I don't think. But we'll see. um, but we will see. Um, honestly though, I'm fairly certain. That I have a good percentage of these outfits, somewhat. Although I'm not going to lie, my my cute outfit arsenal is still relatively small. It's still relatively small. What's one thing that I would love to do, but maybe sometime in the future? I would love, absolutely adore, to cosplay myself in the future. I would absolutely. You have no idea how badly I want to cosplay myself, but maybe in the future, because it's a lot of pieces. It's a lot of things. um, it's a lot to cosplay myself would take a lot of searching. Somewhat. Well, maybe not a lot of searching, but it would take some bit of searching. Yeah, for certain things. And then certain things I feel I wouldn't even be able to find. And so I'd have to kind of make it myself, which I don't have a problem with. If I think I mentioned it on my first stream where I mentioned my likes and dislikes, I actually like sewing. So I wouldn't be opposed to it, but I'm not the most skilled I was going to say seamstress because a seamstress is a person that sews, but I am is a woman that sews, but I'm not that good at sewing. But I do like it, so yeah. I can't pull off almost anything, so I'll be judging based on what I want to see. I cute like you. Oh, okay. Okay. Um, what is it? What is it? Ooh, wait, what is that? What is that? Go to a con dressed as yourself and claim you're just a cosplayer. Honestly, honestly, there's no reason why. There in theory, right? There's no reason why anyone would suspect a thing, right? If someone could easily say, "Oh, hey, for whatever reason, if they're in the for whatever reason, if they somehow happen to, I don't know, watch me at some point, they're like, aren't you that? Wait, you're dressed as that one guy that asks all those really weird questions on the internet, aren't you?" And then I could just be like, and they would have no idea that it's me. They would have no idea that it's actually me. If if a professor had an, I'm not sure if I'd be surprised or not. Would, huh. Hold on a second now, Panky. Hang on a second. That's quite a that's quite a claim. um um it's everyone needs a hobby that lets them create. It's so freeing. Sewing is a good one. Yeah, it is a good one. I like seeing the me personally, I like seeing I like seeing the whole thing come together. That's what I like. I kind of even I very much well, technically I also like the stitching aspect of it, all the stitches and stuff. I personally find that really, really neat, um but one thing, I actually, because I have so many plushies, I was actually thinking of at one point, I never got good at it, but at one point, or rather I should say I never got good at it yet. I never actually got good at making plushies, because at one point I thought, you know, why don't I get at least into plushie making, because then I could make plushies, you know? And if there's ever, and see, here's my thought process, right? I thought if there's ever a plushie, like let's say another VTuber releases a plushie and I miss it, I could make my own plushie of that VTuber. Think of the power. Think of the power that sewing has when you think about it from that aspect. The power to make any VTuber plushie that I want, if I so happen to miss it, if I only knew how to sew plushies, if it was only a little bit better at sewing. My hobby is drawing, usually lewd things. It's I'll try to behave when I finally draw again. Oh, 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 all right. You know, I can't draw, as you know, but I'm very, very proud of those who can, especially those who especially those who can draw lewdly, like lewd artwork and stuff. That takes a lot of talent. Drawing in general takes a lot of talent, but I don't know. But it's a talent that I could never, I never really got good at. You know, I remember when I was a child, I did draw. I made like what is it? When I was a child, I made comics. Like I made my own little comic books for myself in little notebooks and things like that. And I looked back over them as an adult, and they were very how do I put it? What's the word? They looked rather schizophrenic. They looked rather schizophrenic. Don't get me wrong. I'm glad that I did it, but I'm glad that I drew all that. But still, it never actually progressed. It just kind of stayed stagnant as schizophrenic doodles and like scribbles. You know, that's the extent of my drawing capabilities. I can't draw to save my soul. Yeah, honestly, the only thing that I can draw somewhat good, I'd like to think, is letters. You know, like calligraphy. You know, that type of thing. I like calligraphy. Also, I technically also like, you know, graffiti, technically, because that's all letters. And it also has characters too, but, you know, I can only really do like stylized letters, really. One of my first digital art drawings was a terrible Femboy Hooters comic with like 3 panels. I might draw it sometime. Oh, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. Actually, no, I'm trying to think of what I drew as comics back then, but I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it was unintelligible. A lot of it was kind of just like big robot, destroy big tentacle robot, save city, save that thing. That's how it went. That's how most of the stories that I made went. Big robot, big robot destroy, create meteor, save city, fights 5,000 bad guys. So that's how it went. That's how it went. That's how it went. I used to sprite comics. Oh god. Wait, I used to sprite comics. I cringed, not just to myself, but one of my jokes, because a meme in the Bionicle community frequented and followed me everywhere. Oh, really? Oh. Okay, okay. The Bionicle. But speaking of now that I think about it, Bionicle. I haven't actually consumed any Bionicle any Bionicle thing in years. I remember I was into Bionicle as a kid, but then I don't know what happened. Then I don't know what happened. I guess Bionicle just kind of grew. I guess Bionicle just kind of dipped in popularity, and I guess I just didn't really keep up with it. Although, from what I understand, Bionicle's still very popular, I think. Um, I still love big robots. Uh, yeah, yeah, me too, but I kid you not, that was the extent of my comics that I made when I was a kid, that I made when I was a child. Um, it was, it was about a robot girl and finding love with it. Wait, 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 you make comics of that? Oh no, wait. I a poem in high school because I was like in my feelings, and reading it 20 years later is so cringy. Yeah. Oh, oh, old poems, poems. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't that bad. I'm sure it wasn't that bad. I'm sure it wasn't that bad. I can't write poems. I've tried, or rather, I've also tried reading poems, but but it just doesn't really it just doesn't really do much for me. But all things considered, I don't think your poem was that bad. Maybe. um yeah, 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 it kind of tapered off in popularity until the big twist ending. The revival wasn't well received. There were two big fan games in process, but both are dead now. Oh wait, I think I heard about that. I think I think I think didn't Lego actually shut those down? Unfortunately, I thought I heard something about that. I could be wrong though. I could be incorrect. um One killed by Lego, the other killed by lead dev's health. Oh, oh, okay. That makes sense, but still, it's unfortunate. No, it's unfortunate that Lego did that. Because from what I also heard, I think the game was well received. The fan game that was the fan game, I think, of Bionicle. Um. Anyway, you know, I think I I think I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it's time. We've kind of I think it's time that we actually I actually forgot that we were doing I actually forgot for a little bit that we're doing a Femboy closed tier list. So why don't we do that Femboy closed tier list? Why don't we actually get into that? Because I actually genuinely forgot. um I keep feeling responsible for when we get off topic. I got diagnosed with AD. Oh no, no, don't feel guilty. No, nobody feel guilty for us going from topic to topic, from tangent to tangent. That's on me. That's just me being scatterbrained and going from one topic to the other. Just bouncing from topic to topic. That's just me. Anyway, I think we're ready. I think it's time. I think it's time. Let's go and look at some girly clothes. Let's go look at some feminine clothes, shall we? Hi. So, um so I think Here they are. Can you see? Can you see the clothes all right? Can you see the clothes all right? They're not too they're not too small that you can't see what they are. They don't look like small pixels on the screen. um, they don't look because I hope you guys can see it, you know, because what if I put something in S tier but it just looks like a pixel to you? But it's actually a very cute outfit, you know. I think unless maybe I zoom in a little bit, just a little bit, maybe. Unless you guys can see it, okay. Unless you guys can see it, okay. They look good at 720p to me. Okay, good, good. Maybe I will kind of zoom in a little bit because I'm kind of looking at it on OBS and it kind of does look a little rather small. So I think, if anything, maybe let me just zoom in just a smidgen. Just a small, tiny, ever so small little bit. There we go. That's better. Okay, so what we have here are a bunch of feminine clothes that typically are destined. They're typically more how do I put this? They're typically more advertised for women, but don't be fooled. Men of the most manliest of qualities can also wear these outfits. They can also wear these articles of clothing. And a common misconception, I'm sure. But men can definitely wear these. Men can definitely wear these. I should know. I should know. What is it? What do you call it? Just looking at this now, I can see that I already have certain ones. How I feel about them is another thing. is a whole nother story. So I think without further ado, we should get started with the first one on this tier list, which is, from what I can see here, fishnets. I think. Are these fishnets? These are fishnets, right? I think. It is kind of hard to see. It is kind of hard to see. Fishnets. How do we feel about fishnets? Me personally, I like fishnets. I think they're very classy. Somewhat, with a lot of very how do I put it? With a lot of very accentuating proportions. But I would be lying if I said that I would be lying if I said that I liked fishnets more than thigh highs. Simply because of the fact that you see, these are these, from what I can tell, these are like fishnets that these are fishnets that are just kind of like thigh highs that you just kind of, they're kind of like stockings, right? That you can just kind of pull up. But the fishnets that I have are kind of the ones that kind of go all the way up. I don't know what they're called, but they're basically like high-waisted fishnets. And so it's a lot more, I have to be very careful when putting them on, or else they'll rip. Fishnets rip very easily. They're not very durable. But you see, we run into a conundrum, because these here are fishnet stockings, and these are arguably easier than the ones that I have, where you have to actually carefully pull them all the way up, or else they'll rip. Especially if you have thick thighs like I do, it can get kind of a little tricky. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna put this in need. Yeah, need. I'm gonna put that in need. By the way, if you're wondering, I literally looked up before this stream. Well, actually, no, not before the stream. Actually, several days ago, I looked up Femboy closed tier list, and I found this one, and I was like, you know what? Let's do it. and that's how this stream actually kind of came to be. But yeah, that's why it kind of says that, you know, like must have and why not and things like that. I didn't write that. That was already there. That was already there. This all was already here. I just got here. So I'm going to put fishnets in need, because although I have a little bit of trouble with fishnets somewhat, as in they're not the most durable piece of clothing, and I definitely prefer fishnets over them, I don't want to go without putting on another pair of fishnets. Like, I'm going to want to put on fishnets at some point. So I'm going to put need. What is it? What do you call it? Next we have, fishnet sleeves. I actually don't have a pair of fishnet sleeves. I actually don't, believe it or not. I should. I've been meaning to, but I kind of haven't really. And it's kind of like, so off the bat, I don't have any experience with fishnet sleeves, but I do have normal sleeves. I have cotton sleeves, and honestly, I mean, who am I kidding? Fishnet sleeves are very pretty. They're a very pretty piece of clothing. Not only that, but there's many intricate styles with them. It's a very intricate thing. So I think I'm going to, for that reason alone, I think I'm going to put it on need as well. I love fishnets and leggings. I like to play with the material. You know, there's a lot of people actually that like to play with the fishnet material, and I can't blame them. I can't say I blame them, you know, because that actually, now that I think about it, that's one thing that they have over thigh highs, technically at least, is that if, you know, you rub fishnets and you get that taka 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 sound, taka 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 sound, or whatever sound it is that they make, and with fishnets you don't get that. With fishnets you just get plap plap plap. So there's that aspect. So I'm still going to keep them in need though, because I can't say that fishnets are my all-time, or some of my all-time favorite thing. Or do I? Or do I? See, with the right outfit though, fishnets go, put simply, for lack of a better word, insane. They go crazy. So, you know, I think actually I've changed my mind. I've changed my mentality. Fishnets are going into must-have. The fishnets are going into must-have. Yeah. I'm going to put the fishnets in must-have, because now that I think about it, they're too good to not have in must-have. So we're going to do that. Next up, we have, is this a schoolgirl outfit? Is this, I'm assuming, I don't think it's for the skirt specifically or anything in particular. I think it's just the outfit of, like, your typical Japanese schoolgirl. The cosplay, basically. A Japanese schoolgirl cosplay. I haven't really... I haven't really had much desire to really wear this specific item of clothing. I mean, I feel for a certain specific thing, sure, but not typically. And technically, I would argue, in theory, I would say that the Japanese schoolgirl cosplay isn't really practical, somewhat. You know, I mean, fishnets you can wear wherever, at any time. Well, almost anywhere at any time, but you can wear it with a lot of things. The schoolgirl outfit is kind of sort of something that you have to have a reason to wear it, and it's also a complete thing, so you kind of have to have a reason to wear it. So for that reason, I think I'm gonna put it in, why not, I guess, why not, but like less likely to why not, I'm assuming. Just because you have to have a reason. You have to have a reason to actually wear this. Like, let's say an event. You know, I was actually going to go as here's a little something. I was actually going to wear a kind of a schoolgirl cosplay and go the whole 9 yards this year if I was going to go to Anime Expo again, but that didn't end up happening, so that's not going to happen now. But what I had planned to wear to Anime Expo was I was going to go full delinquent schoolgirl, the whole 9 yards. I was going to get a black and red. I was going to get a black Japanese schoolgirl cosplay with red accent color with red, you know, like the black and red one. And I was going to go full delinquent, you know, like full anime delinquent school femboy, but that didn't end up happening. That didn't end up happening. Next, but yeah, that stays there. But next we have what are these actually? Are these black stockings basically? And these are white stockings? Aren't these both basically the same thing but just different color? It definitely seems like it, unless my optical orbs are deceiving me again, which I don't know, but unless they're deceiving me again, they look like the same thing. So, how do I feel about stockings? Me personally, I love stockings. In case you couldn't tell. By the many times that in case you couldn't tell, I wear stockings. You can't see them right now, but I do wear stockings, lace stockings specifically, which are my favorite. Which are my favorites. So for that reason, these are going in must-haves. Because, I mean, come on, you know. It's literally what I'm wearing as we speak. So of course I have to put stockings So of course I have to put stockings in, of course I have to put stockings in must have, of course. Next we have the next article of clothing. We have some really sweet, some very sweet and very, very cute shoes. Almost like boots, but not quite. They didn't quite get there to being boots. Honestly, I love these. I really do. I've been meaning to get these, but the brand that I'm looking to get these from sells them very expensive. So I kind of haven't got them for that reason. But I would be remiss if I didn't put these cute shoes, which can go with many different outfits in many different ways, in must-have. In must-have. Not only that, but because they're platform, they can make you slightly taller. They can make you slightly taller. As if the femboy who's 6'6" needs to be any taller. But still, you could though. You could. You could though. And speaking of making the 6'6" femboy taller, we have these really big hefty boots. Really big hefty alternative boots. I love these. These are a big must-have. I don't have any, but one day I'll have them. One day I will have those boots, and I will stand taller than everybody. This 6'6" femboy is going to tower over everybody. But I'm way too tall, but I still like some heels or platforms on others. Yeah. Honestly though, it's kind of hard to not look good in platforms, because unless flat out you don't actually match, and you don't actually combine them with something that fits, it's kind of hard to go wrong with platforms, actually, I feel. God, I love huge gothy boots. I have some tall boots that are really nice to wear, but they're ugly snow boots. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know exactly what boot you're talking about. Yeah. You know, I always wanted, I always kind of wanted these kinds of boots when I was like a lot younger, and then I kind of didn't want them anymore because I thought they were too edgy. And then now that I'm a femboy, now we're back to square one, and now I want them again. But yeah, one day I will have them. Professor Feedstream 1. You know what's crazy? I've actually seen some VTubers do feed streams, and I don't know how they can. I feel even if I released a video that was remotely about feet, it would get age restricted. Yeah. But yeah. Next article of clothing. Next article of clothing. The long sleeve shirt. Not going to lie, I wouldn't say I'm not too big of a fan of long sleeve shirts. I just don't really partake in them. I'm going to be completely honest. Unless they're like no, I don't really. What am I saying? I know. Shocking. It's very shocking. Because Because in reality, it's like, because in reality, they kind of cover, they kind of help make you look more feminine, technically. But see, the problem with that is, the problem with them is, in order to have the same effect that certain people do, I need to get this oversized shirt, long sleeve shirt, oversized by a lot. So for that reason, I'm going to put it, is this going to be the first garbage? Is this going to be the first garbage of today's stream? Just because I don't wear any, and I'm not really that into wearing them, I'm going to put it in garbage. I'm sorry. Nothing against people who actually look good in them and who actually can wear, and who actually wear them a lot. Me personally, they're just not really something I partake in. Hoodies though, must have. Must have. Hoodies though, must have. Must have. And you might, I know it might seem redundant. You might even think, how can you put the long sleeve shirt in garbage, but you put hoodies in must have? Well, because, well, 3 reasons mainly. One, hoodies are soft. 2, soft and sometimes even fluffy. 2, does anyone not like, and 2, does anyone not like the big oversized hoodie combo, the big oversized hoodie look? Everybody loves that look. Everybody loves that look, and due to the shape of the sleeves, if you actually do that thing that they accuse bottoms of doing, of wearing the sleeves just like of wearing the sleeves of a hoodie just past your knuckle, that's so cute. How can you you know? Not only that, but, and 3, you get a hoodie. You get a hoodie, and in certain cases it can look even cuter. God, hoodies. God, if I were colder, I'd wear nothing else but dysphoria hoodies. Yeah. Well, honestly, I can relate to that sentiment. Somewhat, because hoodies are a very, you know what's one thing about hoodies? Hoodies are a very easy way to make you look cute from personal experience, with very minimal effort. Very minimal effort. So for that reason, also, we're putting it in must-have. Next, I'm going to assume these are garters. I'm going to assume these are actual, like, garter belts. I'm going to assume these are garter belts. Now, see, I have a little bit of a not a love-hate relationship, but I have a little bit of a how do I put it? I have a little bit of a, you see, there's a certain, how do I put it? It's like it's not a simple answer for me. When it comes to garter belts, it's not a simple answer of yes or no. And I'll tell you why. Because I love the way that garter belts look, but at the same time, I don't need them. Not these anyway. Not these anyway. Not these anyway. Wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Wait. Oh my gosh. I can't, wait. Wait, hang on, let me, I was actually, I'm sorry. Turns out I was actually I'm sorry. Turns out that the way I positioned it is that you guys were kind of the chat box thing was obscuring the tier list. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that actually. My apologies. But what was I going on about? Well, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, garter belts. Yeah, garter belts. Garter belts, specifically these, the ones that hold up your thigh highs and stockings. See, I like the way they look, and I like the practicality of them. But the problem with me is that I don't need them, because my because 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 my thighs are too thick that I don't need garter belts to actually hold up my my thigh highs and stockings. My actual thighs themselves do that. So I'm going to say, why not? Plus, like, I'd love to need them. I would love to need garter belts to hold up my thigh highs, but the problem is my thighs are so thick that I don't need them. So yeah, we're gonna put them in why not plus, which I'm assuming is like why not, but more leaning to like more likely to, I guess. Professor has S tier thighs. I can confirm. I mean, I wouldn't be so bold as to say they're S tier or anything, but I mean, they are, for all things considered, quite thick. If specifically we're talking about thickness. Thickness. Next, face masks. Honestly, honestly, face masks. See, face masks are kind of very nice because I'm gonna tell you why. If a person, let's say a femboy, or let's say just someone who wants to look pretty or cute, has a very like, but they're a man and such, and they have a very masculine face, they could realistically, and they might feel a little they might feel a bit embarrassed about showing their face and stuff, because of how masculine it looks. But the mask helps to take that away. And make them look more feminine. Not only that, but it's also nice to have animosity and be anonymous. So I'm going to put in must have a face mask. Not only that, but they can have very cute designs that could honestly combine with outfits all the same. The red band with the question mark you have, is that considered a garter? It's not holding up your thigh highs. Good observation. No, it's actually not holding up my stockings. And we'll get to that actually. I actually already see it on the list of things that we're gonna go over. We'll get to that actually. But actually, we'll get to that actually. What you call it? Next, we have stockings with cute little bows, or I guess just cute bows in general. That's going. I want to put it in must have, but I don't actually have a pair of those. But I would be lying if I said that I didn't want some. So I'm going to put it in need, just because, simply because I can't say that I must have them because I've never worn them, but I love that design. I love bows. In case you couldn't tell, I'm actually wearing a bow instead of a bow tie or tie. I opted for a bow because it was cuter. So I love bows. But unfortunately I don't have those stockings. So I'm going to put them in need instead. Oh no, what did I walk into? Oh, hello, you walked in just at the right time. We are just in the midst of going over all these items here. All these feminine clothes that for men, only the most manliest of men, such as myself. And I just finished putting these stockings with bows in need, only because I don't actually have them, and so I can't say that I must have them because I have no experience with them, but I love the design, so for that reason it's going in need. Next article of clothing we have what do you call it, next we have skirt, specifically short skirt. Some might even be so bold as to say a mini skirt. Where do you guys want to guess where I'm going to put mini skirt, or really just skirts in general? I'm going to put that in S tier of the highest degree. You know, why? Because it's a skirt. It's a very cute, short skirt. You know, there's kind of been a debate, or not there's kind of been, there's sometimes a debate. It's a very common femboy debate about what's superior, shorts or skirts. And I mean, they both have their valid points and merits. But me personally, I love skirts. I really do. The feeling that I got when I put on my first skirt was amazing. So for that reason, I'm putting this mini skirt specifically, this short skirt, in must have. Next we have next we have what do you call it? This one's this one. Oh boy, this one is kind of a doozy. This is the pink. This is the pink schoolgirl cosplay. The pink schoolgirl cosplay. That is basically the same thing as this, but pink. Some might say that this is perfect for an Astolfo cosplay, realistically. And that's a fair assumption, that's a fair point. But you know what's funny? I was actually thinking, you know how I was talking about how I was going to possibly go to Anime Expo fully dressed as like a delinquent Japanese schoolgirl, like a full delinquent Japanese schoolgirl. I actually also was thinking of going cosplaying as Astolfo also, but I was going to go as maybe like his whole like armor cosplay, but then it was too much and I said no. And then I said no. I cannot see pink schoolgirl outfit without thinking about Astolfo for that association need. You make a fair point. You make a very fair point. But it's the same thing as the schoolgirl outfit though, but pink. Like I said with the schoolgirl outfit, I feel there has to be a reason for you to wear this for the most part. Like there has to actually be a legitimate occasion to wear this. Or not necessarily, but it's better. So for that reason, I'm going to put this but but you could do an Astolfo cosplay with this. So for that reason, I'm going to keep it. And why not more? I guess why not more likely? But yeah, but just like with the garters belts, I don't really need them. I would be more willing to cosplay as Astolfo still than just your average schoolgirl. But yeah, we'll do it there. I feel we'll leave it there. I feel that it's most fitting. Next, garter. Just simple garter. Simple garter. Simple and plain easy garter. This Mikujes is what I was is what I have technically. That's what this red band that I'm wearing is. It's just a simple garter. Not a garter belt per se, just a garter. Just unless wait, wait. Oh, that's a garter. I thought it was a choker. Wait. Is it a choker? Am I going more blind? Hang on a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a minute. That is a choker. My eyes are deceiving me again. That is a choker. Okay, I'm sorry. That is a choker. I thought it was a garter. That is a choker. That is a choker. Do I have a choker? Yes. I have one, specifically. Not this one, but I do have one. It's like 40 pixels tall on my screen. I'll trust what you say. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It's a choker. I can see it now. The shape of it. I can see it. I can see it. But also, could I make this even bigger? Because I can't help but feel that. I can't help but feel that the tier list is still somewhat small. I'm very sorry for having to deal with me constantly changing the size of it, but yeah. I'm very sorry. This is my first tier list. I'm sorry. Please. I'm very sorry. Yeah, no, that's a choker. I recognize it. I recognize that shape. And like I said, I do have a choker, but I don't wear it that often. I don't really wear it that often. And the choker that I have is kind of see, I remember when I was buying my first choker, I kind of didn't really want something that simple. I kind of wanted something a little bit more special, something with a little bit more pizzazz, something a little bit more snazzy, if you get what I'm saying. And so the choker that I ended up getting is the bell choker. You know, like the kind that cat girls wear, the bell choker with the cute little bell on it. I have that choker. But like I said, I don't really wear it too often. So I think for that reason, I'm going to put it in Why Not Plus. This is going to stay in Why Not Plus, only because I do like chokers. I can't say I didn't like wearing it, but I don't wear it enough to really justify me saying that I must have it, you know? Alright. Next, we have something that isn't really clothes. It's more of a piece of jewelry, I guess. Piercings. I don't know if this is piercings or earrings, but Would this count as an earring? Would this count as an earring? I'm not sure. I'm going to just say piercings, just as a broad term. But me personally, I don't have any piercings, and I'm going to be honest, I'm sorry, I don't have any intentions to get piercings. So I'm going to put that in the lowest tier for that reason alone. For that reason alone, I just don't have piercings, and I don't have any plans or desire to. Next. Crop top sweater, I think. Or is this a crop top shirt? Is this just crop tops in general? I think so, because this is a crop top sweater, so I'm thinking this is a crop top shirt. See, crop tops are one of the things that I feel that I can't pull off. They're one of the things that I kind of, for lack of a better word, get a little slight hint, a little slight hint, tiny bit embarrassed about. So, I like them, don't get me wrong. If I could wear crop tops, don't get me wrong, I'm not confident enough, I suppose, to wear a crop top. So for that reason, we're going to put it in why not minus? Why not less likely, I guess. Next we have Jojung. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? I don't know why I made it. I don't know why I made it seem like it's going to come out of a. I don't know why I made like a flashing light sound. Short shorts. I'd be lying if I said I didn't want some, and I just literally have not gotten around to. And I've kind of have liked my skirts enough to like not really have that big of a desire to, but at the same time I do want a pair of short shorts at some point. Not only that, but I don't know if you guys can tell, but this image here is a combo. It's a very deadly combo. It's a very, I would say, powerful combo that comes with great responsibility. Cause wow, it's amazing. It's short shorts with fishnets. Do you know how amazing of a combo that can be? So for that reason alone, but because I haven't actually worn them, and because the combos like the fishnets and short shorts combo that I'm talking about being so deadly and so amazing, I'm going to put it in need. I'm going to keep that in need. Next, crop top hoodie. Just like with the crop tops, I'm going to put in why not minus, just because, again, I'm not really that, I don't feel I can pull it off, you know, and I just kind of don't, I kind of think not, so I'm going to leave it in why not. Next, next, I think is this a long sleeve turtleneck? Is this a long sleeve turtleneck? I think it is. And you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny is the fact that I was actually looking at turtlenecks earlier this week because I've been thinking of making some outfits with turtlenecks because I think it could be really cute. So I'm going to put that in need. I'm this close to getting a turtleneck just because turtleneck with a skirt, from what I imagine in my head, goes, for lack of a better word, crazy. Next, we're almost getting through. We're almost done. Almost. Next, Catboy. The Catboy gear. This kind of depends on how much you love cat boys. And I like cat boys. Would I make a good cat boy? That depends. I've never actually tried to be a cat boy. I don't know if I would make a good cat boy, but I'm not opposed to it. You know, I'm not opposed to it. And technically, I have a choker for it, so technically, I have the bell choker for it. So I'm going to leave it in. Why not? You know, why not? Why not? It seems like a lot of fun. Why not? Next. Oh. Oh. We have something specific for this next one. Yes. Yeah. Venti cosplay, I think. Is this a Venti cosplay? From like Genshin Impact? I think it is. You know, that one femboy that everybody loves. I think it is. I think it is, Venti. Oh, I think it is Venti. Would I be able to pull off Venti? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I'm... I mean, unless you want a very tall Venti, I don't think I can pull off a good Venti. I mean, I definitely could dress up like Venti. I definitely could. I could. Would I make a good one, though? That's a whole nother story. So, I'm going to put it in... Why not minus and why not minus? Kind of like... I'm not really too drawn to it, and I could do it, but I don't know if it would look that great on me. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm surprised that there's no... Wait. I'm surprised that there's no gloves that also completely covers fingers, or is it something... But... Wait, what? I'm surprised that there's no gloves that also completely cover fingers, or is it something... Huh. You mean just gloves in general? I mean, you could... Are you talking about just gloves in general? I mean, I suppose so. I mean, I guess I'm surprised. I guess I'm more surprised that they don't have the fingerless ones. You know, the fingerless gloves in there, or the or that they don't have my lace cuffs, my lace, you know, these little things that I wear on my wrists. I'm surprised they don't have those. Which actually I'm thinking of. Which actually, I'm very pleased to say I think I found some the other day. I found some the other day while looking for that turtleneck. I also found some lace sleeves, and I'm so excited to get those. I'm gonna get those later. But what were we going on about? What do you call it? Oh yeah, short shorts, but jeans, denim, jorts, some might call them. Jorts, I think some call them. Jean shorts, I think that's what that stands for. Lately, I don't know what it is, but lately I think it must be either I think it might be the feeling of the summer spirit or something, or maybe it's just the heat of the summer that lately has had me wanting to get some short denim shorts and just kind of try, you know. So for that reason, I'm going to put need. I'm going to put this in need. Just because I lately have really wanted to try them. I've lately really wanted to try jean shorts lately. Sheer ones, mind you. The chat is rather slow. Oh yeah. Oh okay. I see. Okay. Next, we have sleeves. More sleeves, but this time they're knit. Must have. I've also recently been wanting to get some knit sleeves because they're so cute. They are so adorable. They are so cute. And with the right outfit, they go ludicrous. They go ludicrous. They go ludicrous. And I mean, come on. I mean, come on. They're very soft. They're very comfortable. They're very comfy. The comfy level is to the max. So, must have. This is staying in must have. Next, we're wrapping up here, and we're almost finished, believe it or not. Hard to believe. Hard to believe. It seems like we just started. Somewhat. But yeah, we're almost finished here. And this, from what I believe, the next thing that we're going to talk about is, see, I don't know if this is a dress or if this is a skirt, but a long one. Like those very long, opulent skirts. Not going to lie, I would be insanely for dressing up in like a I'm not opposed to long skirts. I'm not. I like skirts in general, but I would not be opposed to long skirts. I cannot tell you how many times I've looked at gothic dresses, like Victorian era dresses, and have wanted to wear them. And those are some really long dresses. Those are some very poofy, opulent dresses. And for that reason alone, this is going in need. Even though it's not that kind of skirt and it's not that kind of dress from what I can tell, still, I like long skirts. They're cool. For lack of a better word. I love them. Long skirts and dresses are gorgeous. If I ever start to pass, I buy so many sundresses. Honestly, I've been kind of thinking of getting a sundress somewhat, but I haven't found the right one. I haven't found the right one yet. Oh. Alright, next. Fishnets. But these are the kind it looks like that I have. The ones that you have to pull all the way up, and you have to be very careful putting them on. There's a whole procedure to putting these on. There's a procedure to putting these on to avoid ripping and tearing them. And it's kind of, you have to be very careful with these. So I think these I'm going to put in need. Just because I wouldn't want to go without wearing these. But they require more effort and more care because they can rip very easily. Versus the first one that we did, which was fishnet stockings, that you just pull them up like if they were thigh highs. So yeah, that's gonna go in need. Next, we have something that turns heads. Something that is adored by many and is honestly a very common thing, a very common manly thing, I would say. A maid dress. A maid dress. Iconic. Classy. Dare I say elegant. Dare I say quite elegant, in fact. I do have a maid dress. I do. I actually made a whole video as a form of copium to justify me buying a maid dress, because this was kind of when I was first starting to buy feminine clothes, and so to justify as a form of copium to buy the maid outfit, I made a whole video. So I'm going to put this in need. Just because it's iconic. It's iconic, and depending on which one, it can actually be pretty comfortable for, you know, and it's a very good outfit for certain things, not all things, but for certain things it's good. It's good. Mainly I'm putting it there because it's quite iconic. Who hasn't seen somebody, whether man or woman, in a maid outfit? Next, we're down to the last three. Next, we have skirt, but normal. I don't know what the exact term for it is. Skirt, but normal, I suppose. Skirt, but normal. I'm trying to think of the exact name for this, but I don't remember. But either way, because it's a skirt, it's going straight must have. I must have it. I love skirts, and so I'm going to put it there. I'm going to put it there. And honestly, the one here doesn't actually look too bad. Doesn't actually look too bad. I would actually not mind wearing that, actually. It's a very cute skirt. Alright, next we have thigh highs. Specifically, the black and white ones. The black ones with the white stripes. I mean, is there really any surprise? I've taken so many photos with these that it'd be a crime, a shame. It would be I think it would be quite disingenuous, in fact, if I put in anything other than must-have, because the amount of photos I've taken with my thigh highs of that color scheme, black with the white stripes, is insane. Next, we have the last one, the grand finale. We have striped thigh highs with black and white stripes. Must have. I actually have a pair of those. I actually have 4 pairs of striped thigh highs, actually, in different colors, but I haven't worn them just because I haven't really had the time really to put together an outfit with them. So that's the only reason why. But I have 4 pairs, including the black and white striped ones. But like I said, I just haven't really taken the time. I haven't really had time to form an outfit, to put together an outfit with them. But yeah, there we go. There you have it. That is the Femboy tier list. And that's my Femboy tier list. That's me right there. That is basically in line with my preferences, at least with the one that they gave us, because as I said, this was a pre-made tier list. I didn't make this, but honestly, I think it came out pretty good. I think it came out pretty nice. I think it came out pretty representative of me, and I'll probably post it to Twitter later. I'll probably post it to Twitter just so the whole world can see. Just so the whole world can see where my femme clothes tastes, interests align. Beautiful, yeah. These are some very pretty clothes, some very beautiful clothes that, don't get me wrong, all of them have their merits, all of them have their strengths, but this is more or less how I feel about them. Actually, no, this is how I feel about them. What am I saying? And yeah, this has been fun. I actually really enjoyed this. I hope all of you enjoyed this as well. I hope all of you enjoyed and had a good time looking at clothes and ranking them with me. I think I said in my first stream, but I am actually into clothes. I am actually into clothes and fashion and putting together outfits and things. So this was very fun for me, and I hope that you had fun as well. But yeah, this has been the Femboy clothes tier list. And we're back here. We're back in my library. So yeah, that was the Femboy closed tier list. I hope all of you had a good time with it. I hope that all of you, I hope that we can do this again in the future. Maybe with something else, or whether it be Femboy related or not. You know, I had a lovely time. And yeah. Honestly, I really enjoy. I feel like I've said this already like 7 times, but I really enjoy my time with all of you. I did have fun. Been in a weird headspace while adjusting my meds. You've been keeping me chipper. Oh, good to hear it. Good to hear it. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Honestly, I get it. Honestly, I feel pretty satisfied with that tier list. I feel I really yeah. That was the main topic of the show. Now what do we do? Now what do we do? What do VTubers do after the main thing has been done? I mean, yeah. I hope to do another stream next week. I don't know about what. I don't know what specifically, but I hope so. I hope so. I was kind of almost debating doing this stream just because I thought no, but what if it's not, no, but what if but what if it's not that good, and da da da. But honestly this came out great. So honestly I would be more than happy to do this again. So, until next time, I guess. Until next time, I hope all of you guys have a wonderful day. A wonderful plaptastic day. Research, do it for science, and all of that. And, yeah. I guess bye. Unless actually no, I was thinking my mind is running blanks. so late, tired, and I wait. Huh? Oh, did you just barely show up to the stream? Yeah, we kind of already did the whole tier list already. We kind of already went over the whole tier list. Yeah, you can watch the VOD if you want, but yeah, we already did the whole tier list. And I was just saying I was just saying to have a plaptastic day, and bye, my dearest degenerates. Go out there and research. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, 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 bye.